Welcome back to Russell Does Stuff. My name is Russell, and this is my YouTube channel. And I work Mondays for 6 hours, Tuesday for 6 hours, and whatever I don't get done, I'll work on Wednesday. Yesterday, I decided to pull the trigger on installing the mini split, which is behind me. And I want to give my feedback and my review on it. So it's a nice clean install. It's a prime inverter, very quiet, and doesn't go up against the wall real good. It's kind of like loose and stuff, which I don't like. You know, it's like the line set's getting in the way of it. Sucking up against the wall pretty good. So I'm going to give you my feedback on it. I spent about 6 hours going through everything really good, so I could learn about them also. Winston, come. Come on. We'll go outside here to the condenser. Put some shoes on. Mom doesn't want shoes on in the house. All right, Winston, come. So there's the condenser. Okay, we have lots of hurricanes, so this house gets beat up, and when the power goes out, you have no air conditioning. So I wanted to install this in one of the rooms in the house, okay? So I got on the internet and did a bunch of research and stuff, and I came across this unit here, Prime. Now, in the air conditioning business, you'll put stickers on different units. They'll carry different names and stuff. So this Prime unit might come underneath some other names. I'm not sure. I know that these grills will rust out if they're exposed to rain and weather. I wrote a lot of notes down. I think this fan is plastic, which I'm not a fan of plastic stuff. If that was metal, that would probably be a lot better. But that's just the way it is. I drilled a hole through the house, and I took a piece of 2 1/4 inch PVC, and I lined the hole with it. Okay, so that if there's any moisture dripping down and stuff, it'll come out here and not drip on the drywall or into the block of the house. Some of the things with this I wasn't real pleased about, but for the money, it's, you know, you're kind of over a barrel. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. All right. The line set is, you know, like a low quality brake line kit that you would get from that country. The fittings and stuff, they say what they are, 5/8, 7/16 and stuff. So you know what wrenches to get. They went on pretty nice. The excess line set here, you just tuck in behind the unit, which is kind of, you know, it's not like you're cutting the line and brazing it in and stuff. So I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down here. So let me get to it here. The whole procedure for doing this is open the box up, pull all the parts out, make sure you have both line sets, make sure you have your thermostat, make sure that you have everything that you need in order to install this thing. Now, I bought this off Facebook Marketplace, and when I was there, the installer was there to pick up another one of these. And he also was there to pick up line set. One of the boxes came without the line set. So he was lucky enough to where he could go back to the guy where he bought that unit from and get another line set. Okay. It comes with wire. I decided to use a wire that already had a plug on it so I could plug it into the outlet, so I don't need to put a disconnect box or anything like that on it. It comes with some manuals, which I don't like reading manuals. Manuals are in small print and they're no fun. The good thing about the wiring is they're numbered. So you go from numbered to numbered to numbered. Now when you get to the outdoor condenser unit on this model, the two wires that go to the condenser, well, three wires, there's a ground and line and a neutral, they go in a certain spot next to where the numbered wires are. And you have to think for a minute. All right, it'll say the color of the wire instead of numbers now. So you got to go to the cover, which I always do when I install air conditioners. I look at the cover and see where the manufacturer wants those wires. I don't guess. Okay. So that took a few minutes to figure out because I didn't want to put the wires in the wrong place. So what you're doing is you're feeding the electricity into the condenser, and then it jumpers over onto where the numbered wires for the air handler goes. Okay. Same thing inside the air handler. You take the cover off and expose the control block. There's numbers there. Okay. And just put those where the numbered go. Now, the screws that hold those wires down are soft metal, and if they're a little tight and they don't back out, you're going to strip them. So you have an option for a flathead and a Phillips. So I had trouble on two screws backing them out, and they wanted to strip. So be mindful of the screwdriver you use, and don't do Arnold Schwarzenegger on them, okay? Because you'll screw them up, and you're screwing screws up. I didn't like that. The whole idea of doing it yourself is for a level of user-friendly ability. And I don't skimp on screws. That's where the electricity goes in. And then when you seat them down, give them a little tug to make sure that they're seated. One wire I thought was on good, and I gave it the tug test, and it slipped out. Okay. I spent 5 hours on this. I could have done it in an hour, but I spent 5 hours on it, taking my time, seeing what the snafus and stuff were. Okay. PVC pipe in the wall for the line set isn't PVC. It's some janky, like not even dishwasher drain quality hose. So, and you're kind of stuck with the foot or so that comes off the air handler. So where that ends, I'm going to put some PVC pipe, some real PVC pipe that goes down the wall. Okay. The line set insulation, I don't like it. It's thin. If the sun hits it for a couple years or so, I'm not saying, I'm putting a timeline on how long it'll take for it to disappear, but it's not good. So what I'm going to do is go buy some good Armaflex like you see on your air conditioners, and I will rewrap those in Armaflex and get some good 3M duct tape and some cable ties and do that upright. That's why you see all that exposed back there, is because I'm going to put some good Armaflex on there. And if you get critters and stuff, that's a good meal for them. They like that Armaflex. And that stuff there is going to be a little bit easier for them to chew on. The kit didn't come with any cable ties. I would suggest getting some cable ties. All right. Pool noodles are made a lot better than that insulating line set stuff. I'm not a big fan of, the air handler plastic's kind of chintzy. All right. It's not thick plastic and stuff, The air handler, I'm shocked at the air handler. That thing's heavy, well built, solid. It feels like really high quality. It looks like it's going to be easy to hose off and maintain. I wasn't so sure as to, the spacing off of the house. Most air conditioners, when you install them, you're a foot off the house or so for airflow and accessibility to stuff. So it seems fine, and it's working. I would not buy the line set cover that comes with this, because when I put the line set through the block wall, I only had this much of one of the lines sticking out, the suction line, and to bend that and get it going straight down would kink it. So I had to screw the line set that came in the kit to that, and then I had to bend it to where it was sticking out further from the house, and the line set cover that comes with the kit wouldn't have worked. Okay, I'll show you here on my application. I couldn't get this part here to bend down and get closer to the house, so the line cover is going to have to stick out this much more. This cable here, this wire goes to the air handler. It's long, so what I would suggest doing is cutting it and putting some connectors on it to reduce the length of it, so it just looks cleaner. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cable tie it to the line set, because when I move, I might take this with me. Okay, I installed this so I could take it with me. I thought I could save some money on the bracket kit, so I made my own brackets. I would buy the bracket kit that they recommend. See, when you buy this stuff, the other things are extra, like the coupling thingy dingy that goes over the line set, and it's like a beauty ring or something. The kit came with some stuff that it's plasticine or whatever, I don't know. James May talks about plasticine all the time when he's on Top Gear. This is some roll of plastic. There's no stickiness to any side of this, and you're supposed to wrap the line set with it, and I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, when you tie a knot on this and then start wrapping, in the videos and stuff that I watched on installing this, I would at least thought that this had some adhesive on the back, but it's just janky tape, in my opinion. They probably should have spent less money on this and more money on this line set insulation. So I'm going to buy some good Armaflex and do this up right and make it look good. I'm going to get rid of this up here and put some PVC that it goes into, and then have a proper drain. The thermostat, I'm still trying to figure out the thermostat. Okay, so last night we put it through its test runs. So I put it down to the desired temperature and turned it on. Turned it on turbo. When it finally satisfied the temperature on the thermostat, when it came back on, it didn't come back on turbo and stuff. So when I got up this morning, the fan was blowing low and turbo was off, and I don't want that. I want to turn it on, have it blowing, have it cold, have it shut off, have it come on, have it blowing cold, blowing good, turn off. So there's a lot of little icons on the remote, which can be confusing to people. Like when you get older, you need eyeglasses. So you might have to look at it with eyeglasses. There is a button that you can push in the middle of the night that will light it up, but you got to find that button in order to push it. So you're trying to push something in the dark to light up something so you can see something. So we're going to work on figuring out the thermostat. Maybe there's a lock mode where I can lock it into the temperature that I want for that room, and it'll go on and come off, go on and come off. I have a window unit in the window right now for our emergency air conditioning for a hurricane, and it shuts off and comes on, shuts off and comes on. So I got to figure that out. So just to recap, it's easy to have two people when you're putting the air handler on the wall and trying to get the brackets. And I guess you saw a rabbit. Thanks a lot, Winston, for scaring me. Have two people where you can put the air handler on the wall and feed all the line sets and stuff through, and then have them come around and make sure that you're not fighting the line set when you're putting the hanging the air handler on the bracket. So other than that, I think it's a pretty good unit for the price. To have this unit installed by the installer who sold it to me was like $1,200, and then an electrician fee. Also, he's not an electrician, so you would have to take on that cost. The guy I bought it from was super cool. I have his phone number. I know where he lives in case I have any questions or need anything. It wasn't that difficult, believe it or not. I was in the AC business for many years and installed lots of air conditioners, worked on lots of air conditioners and stuff. And so I was one of the technicians that knew how to work on, like, expensive mini splits, like Mitsubishis and stuff. When they first came out, they all had their issues and stuff, and I was able to work on those. This cost me $450. It's 1600 BTUs. It's 16 SEER. It's 115 volts like I wanted, so I can just plug it into the generator during the hurricane. It wasn't that difficult to install. I went over some of the things that I would like to see better. Would I buy one again? Yeah, I'm thinking about buying another one. Just stick it in the garage. Where can you get something that'll cool down a big bedroom like that for the price point? The deal was, I guess, the advertising had the hook. $450 is the total cost for this thing, and then I think he was trying to get the install job too, and that's where you make your money. Be careful. Something else, where you're drilling your hole through your house. I didn't pay attention to where my wall in my room stopped and where my wall in where the kitchen and the bedroom were. So I thought I was going to be drilling a hole over there, and I ended up, the hole came out over there, which was okay. It actually worked out fine, but measure twice and cut once. You want to be mindful of any electrical wires that are going through the wall, any plumbing, anything like that. I drilled my hole and hit the center of a block, so that was no fun. The drill bit that I used to go through the wall worked great. I didn't need any special drills. I had them on standby in case I needed them. My Milwaukee drill that came with the kit I bought last year worked just fine. I probably have $50 invested in the drill. So when I buy more Armaflex, more duct tape, and get a line set cover, I'll probably have another $100 invested in this. So total, expect to spend about $600. All right, if you want it to, look clean and have a great install. So, all right, well, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff, and I recommend getting one of these. And if you got the extra money, I'll let the install guy do it, and you can hang out and drink lemonade and watch him drill holes in your house and run the power lines and hang the hanging kit, and struggle maybe a little bit to get the air handler to attach onto the bracket that holds it. The bracket that holds it was no big deal. It was just a couple screws. If you got wood, great. If you got drywall, just use your mollies. And Home Depot's got some things that are kind of heavy duty. You can screw into there and then screw screws into that, and that's what I did. So if this helps any of you out, great. My name is Russell, and if you want to hit the subscribe and like button, that'd be awesome, and we'll catch you on the next one.